Okay, now when Donald Trump first got um, put up to run, his campaign, he was adopted immediately by the Heritage Foundation. The Heritage Foundation had a whole bunch of different little comrades lined up about putting their old school ideals, which actually began back in the days of Reagan. They started putting this plan together, which has evolved into Project 2025. So the Heritage Foundation got as involved as they could from day one. One of the things that they did was actually give Donald Trump the list of Supreme Court justices to put in the Supreme Court. Those names were actually from the Heritage Foundation. Also gave him a list of judges to install different places across the country, which went along with the way he plays the game anyway, because he went from all the jurisdictions of all of his properties and all the jurisdictions of his political enemies and installed loyalists in those positions. Now, one of the big things of Project 2025 is the ability for President Trump, or the Republican president, to fire 50,000 government employees, high-ranking government employees all the way down the chain, key positions, and replace them with personal choices, Trump loyalists. People like Stephen Miller, people like Steve Bannon, people like Michael Flynn, Don Jr., all those people, all the people he pardoned and then some, they actually already have a team. The Heritage Foundation has a team of over 100,000 boots on the ground ready to take over the government as soon as Donald Trump could possibly take office, which we are going to stop and we are not going to allow it to happen. But God forbid it did happen, this is what they plan on doing. The first thing they want to do is overhaul the entire government. They want to get rid of the Board of Education 100%. They want to take away abortion rights nationwide. They want to outlaw contraceptives. They also want to outlaw the day after pill, stuff like that, the medical abortion pill. They want to force the nuclear family agenda on everybody. They are going to basically push for the reunification of biological parents for a child. So even in the cases of abuse and divorce and extreme situations, the biological parents would be supported to be back together. Single moms are going to be vilified. Single moms actually could be charged with everything from child abuse but other crimes because they don't have a husband in their lives. They are going to push no-fault divorces, so you can't get a divorce anymore, essentially. They are literally stripping women of all of their rights. They want a nuclear family. They want one-vote household. The one-vote household is the husband. The woman doesn't have to work. She has to stay home and make babies. That's what they're going for here. Project 2025 details the punishments for single moms. They will go after single moms and take their children away because they don't have the real family of a husband and a wife, a male and a female. And they say male and female, and another part of Project 2025 is actually getting the government to say there's only two genders and two genders only, and it's what you're born with. The plumbing you're born with is what you are for the rest of your life, and that's it. Now, if you don't agree with that, you're allowed to be upset about it. You're allowed to go home and cry in your pillow, but if you mention it out loud in person, you're actually showing dissent towards the King of the United States. And that is punishable by any punishment that said king requires. Now, the craziness in all of this, when it comes to thinking that someone wants to turn a lot of someone's, the Republicans, the Heritage Foundation folks, want to turn the United States into that and much, much, much more. But people have more information now than they ever have. They're learning more about stuff like Project 2025, and I'm going to do a much deeper dive, but I just want to give you a little tiny crust of the situation. And we have someone who's like Donald Trump, fighting so hard to get into office, supported by Russia, supported by Saudi Arabia, supported by North Korea, supported by China, versus the American voting citizens. That's what it is. Not only do we have Trump thinking he's going to be king, we have Dark Brandon, who right now, I guess, is king. The Democratic Party does not utilize, doesn't abuse the powers like the Republican Party. If Joe Biden was anything like Donald Trump, SEAL Team 6 would be running all over the place. But we have people in the Heritage Foundation that are Trump people. John McEntee, he's the one on that dating site, the conservative dating site, but he does a lot of TikToks, always in front of a big plate of food. Well, he's one of the head honchos in Project 2025. We have Russell Voigt, Ken Cuccinelli, Peter Navarro, Chris Miller, Roger Severino, Paul Gaines, Gene Hamilton, Ben Carson, Rick Dearborn, and about a dozen other current staffers and spokespersons that do regular work in conjunction with the Heritage Foundation, working for the Heritage Foundation. They also worked in the Trump administration. Donald J. Trump was given the names of the judges for the Supreme Court and many other local picks by the Heritage Foundation. Donald Trump has done so many Heritage Foundation events, he probably has his own gold toilet named after him somewhere in the offices. Now he's saying he knows nothing about it, he knows no one involved in it. It's just like he's never met Stormy Daniels, just like he doesn't know, never met Vladimir Putin and isn't doing any business with Vladimir Putin. Just like he never cheated on his wife with Stormy Daniels. Just like he never bragged about his daughter looking like people he wanted to have sex with, beginning at the age of 13, when his daughter was 13. When is it going to be enough that his diehard followers actually look at this and call his bullshit? When is that going to happen? There are testimonies from the Epstein files that came out, and the Epstein files revealed that Trump was the biggest frequent flyer in the Epstein books, every way, shape, or form. And that Epstein had 14 phone numbers for Donald J. Trump. 14. Had his house security division on Epstein's computer. Had his security, had his family phone numbers, had a bunch of top secret phone numbers on Epstein's computer. A bunch of his burner phones, which Jack Smith also has in his possession. All of them that he knows of. Apparently dozens. All the legal files and everything else. And yet, knowing what you know, some of you still back him. Some of you are still angry, swearing all these charges are bullshit. Those are the ones that don't care too much about our country. Those are the people who think they're so intelligent, but really they're just closed-minded. And when you close your mind over simple thoughts, the simple thoughts seem like genius, because there's nothing else in there. It's dark. Closed minds aren't a good thing in any way, shape, or form. All they do is hurt people, and this country, and this world. So wake up. Stay diligent, stay educated, and be kind. We are all in this together. And we need to take a step back from the politics and look at the big picture. That's when it'll become clear. Thank you.